Before we get into the formal part of the ceremonies, it's always nice to hear from people who have had experiences in small business that have grown, small businesses that have taken off from just a flicker of an idea into a wonderful business that's thriving. So we have asked a special gentleman to come be with us this evening and share some thoughts about what small business is all about. How perseverance, some foresight, some thought processes, and some good upbringing can mean in the process of seeking those possibilities and staying on course. So I'd like to introduce our speaker tonight. This is Russ Kazir.
I'm so glad he read that exactly the way I wrote it. I really thank May for this opportunity to come and speaking to you, and it is indeed an honor to be here. And actually, this is about the nominees in the business, so I want to be careful that I do a speech that will honor them and the endeavors of all business people. And it's not just about what we've done in the business field to get to the point where we are in 21 years having 24 Subway stores. That speaks to itself. I want to speak a lot about the tools and the things we've learned to get where we're at. I feel real privileged to be able to tell our story. As I mentioned, we own 24 Subway restaurants. We have ventured in several of the businesses like he mentioned, and some of them failed. Cajun Joe's Chicken was a nightmare. If you're going to compete against Kentucky Fried Chicken, you better look just like them. You better have a building like them. And it's a lesson learned. We remember when we opened that up, the Kentucky Fried Chicken management was in our store every day for 2 weeks checking us out. The food was awesome. The food was great. But the concept wasn't like KFC. When we opened up in 1990, Russ Kazir, opened the store. I closed the store many times when employees didn't show up. They'd call in sick. I tell the story, it's true. I slept in the store several times because we were open till 2 in the morning, opened up at 6. It takes you an hour to open, an hour to close. Why go home? Doesn't make no sense. I go home, shower, get in bed, alarm would go off, get back up, get dressed, and go home. All I did is go home, shower. But there's another thing that subconsciously happens when you work your own business. In the mornings, you hear the same songs on the radio at the same time every day. They tape this stuff. The commercials are different, the news is different, but the time slots always the same. I could predict what time they'd play those songs. Today, if I hear those songs, I smell pickles, onions, green peppers. It comes back so vividly, and I remember that. Back then, we had no human resources. I didn't have any regional managers to help me. When we needed a manager for one of our stores, and this is what some businesses do and the mistake they make, you want to be a manager? Just because you just showed up that day to work, you want to be a manager. Can you imagine what kind of problems that creates? Down the road, legally sometimes. I'm lucky we still own the business in some cases. When we grew between 3 to 5 stores, I needed somebody to help me. We couldn't afford it, so it was a struggle. It's the same as situation with 8 to 9 stores. I needed help. Once you get past that, it was easy to have regional managers help you. Improving the quality of our employees was an absolute must. In the area of customer service, the interaction between the employee and the customer determines your success. And it's worse today because I'm finding as we hire these kids and they don't know how to work and they come in with their cell phones and they think that that's the way, and they want to text while they're making sandwiches. That's a problem. And that's actually true. We had an employee that was like this. Would you like pickles on that? Yeah, I'm off about 6 o'clock. You want to go to a movie? Pickles again? That's a problem. And so we knew that employees was our biggest problem. That where I was really going was, nowadays, I'm finding that a lot of grown adults are some of the most abusers of some of these young help that we have, and rudeness. Some real rude, unbelievable stories. But we have to teach our employees, these kids, to put on this armor to know how to relate to these rude grown-ups, because yeah, you can have everything you want, but it's not everything you want. I mean, handfuls of olives just don't hack it with me, because they think they can have handfuls and all handfuls of spinach lettuce and all this stuff, and by the way, I'm only going to pay $5 for it. In the business world, it's about cost. Commitment to good quality people. One of our mission statements has always been from day one that the employee ought to be better off when they leave our employee than when they come in. And we've tried our best to follow that model. There's always the bitter ones that don't believe it, but we have a lot of employees that leave and they actually have learned how to work. Their finances are better because I've even counsel employees on how to stop spending money you don't have. See, our Secret Shopper program tells us exactly that snapshot, that instant in time, because they take that sandwich home and they weigh it, so we know exactly where it is on formula and how clean the store is. It's a snapshot at that moment that they're in there, and it's a picture that I think all businesses need to know what's going on when you're not there. We now drug test. We didn't for years. The employees need to have an environment of a safe workplace. Whether, they need to know that their peers are not under the influence. We have monthly manager meetings where we bring the managers in and meet and we talk over everything. That's a must because that makes the synergy work on all of the stores at the same time. All of the discounts, the coupons that are coming out and the promotions, everybody's thinking on the same page, and I think that's a really key too. Plus you can hear them complain and you need to listen to your employees on that. Orientation of new employees through the human resource. Big change there was no manager can hire an employee until they go through, do their paperwork first, take the drug test second, fail the drug test, you're gone. But if they pass the drug test, then they go on to take some videos off of Subway University, orientate them about company policies. This is what it's like to come to work on time. This is what it means when you're late. And then we turn them over to managers. We've implemented an assistant manager program, which has helped us because we've actually made them managers. And a lot of Subway chains or owners that have them usually just have assistant managers, but they're kind of like a shift lead, and they don't treat them like management. We've learned from the hard knocks to treat them like management. And from that, we can tell who's going to be good managers, because managers are the key to the rest of your employees. The managers determine the outcome of and the whole future of that employee. A bad manager will chase them off or train them improperly. So we've learned to use those manager meetings for that purpose. Manager retreats. We would take them to, a couple that I remember was in Issaquah. We had one called Are You in the Game? We talked about the rules of baseball, what baseball rules are, how it relates to our rules. And then we took them to 2 days. We would talk. I would speak, do some topics. My regional manager to speak on some topics. Human resources talk on them. For 2 days, we would do our own presentation. Sometimes we would bring in guest speakers. We remember bringing in a law firm. She and David Wright Tremaine, that was a high-powered law firm, employment law out of Seattle, to talk to our manager about the things you don't ask when you interview in employment, the legal side. After this retreat, we took them to a Mariners game, put them right behind home plate. In wrapping up here a little bit, I see a vast difference between now and then. I've changed. I've learned some stuff. I've learned how to delegate. I've learned how to trust my people implicitly. And we've actually even had pretty heated arguments where they get 3 or 4 votes and I get I get more than them. They can vote once, and my one vote will override them. I've let them convince me I was wrong. And it adds to the trust. Because, well, okay, they convinced me, they'll go out and perform off of what their argument was. I like our company now. It feels good, it looks good. I can look at the employees and know we're doing the best we can for them. And through all of this, one cannot leave out the entrepreneurial spirit. The statement of Jean-Luc Picard. You guys know who Jean-Luc Picard is? One day in entrepreneurial class. Did you know he went to entrepreneurial class? You guys don't know who Jean-Luc Picard is. Captain of the Enterprise, right? One day in entrepreneurial class, he said, "Make it so." That's the entrepreneurial spirit. The anatomy of an entrepreneur cannot be disregarded. That of knowledge, passion, and fire. The fire in your belly that consumes all practical reasoning. If anyone tells you it can't be done, make it so. An entrepreneur is consumed by the need to make it so. No is not an option. When the burn in your belly says it is a good thing, confirmed by the knowledge, then passion and fire decides the outcome. I have sat in a banker's office with my son who needed his diaper changed. It was obvious from the aroma. I still got the loan because it was the business plan. It was the passion that sells a lot to the bankers. I'm glad he's not here tonight. He's 18 now, by the way. I worked the business so no one could tell me a different story than what the truth was. It gives me credibility with my employees. I have done exactly what they have done. I ask no more from them than what I have actually done. We've had our rough times. We've had times when we didn't pay our bills, couldn't pay our bills. I always paid the employees. You always pay employees first. Paid the vendor second, and me last. Twice in a 3-month period, for 3 months I didn't get paid. Vendors sometimes got paid late. If I may, I'll tell a real quick story and then I'll end. Is that okay? You want to get to the nominations? There was a business executive who was deep in debt. He went to the park and he was mulling over his consequences and his dire predicament that he was in. He couldn't figure out how to get out. He was pretty depressed. He sat in the park thinking about all this when an older gentleman, a very old gentleman, came up to him and said, "I see that you're really perplexed and disturbed. Can I help you?" The entrepreneur told this old man his story and his predicament. And this old gentleman says, "I think I can help you. What's your name?" The guy told him his name. He pulled out a checkbook and wrote the guy a check. Gave it to him, stuck it in his hand and says, "Take this money, it'll make things better." The guy left, disappeared. But before he did that, he said, "You meet me back here 1 year later and you can pay that money back." The guy opened it up. It was a check for $500,000 signed by J.D. Rockefeller, one of the wealthiest men in the country. This guy got thinking, well, I don't want to cash that. I'll put it in my safe in case I need it. He knew that it was a backup to save him if he needed to be. But what it did was give him confidence. He went out. He started working with creditors. He refinanced the terms. He went to people that owed him money and got some lost sales money. Within 2-3 months, he was out of debt. And he still had that check in his safe. A year later, he went down to the park to meet that old man. He waited and waited. The old man didn't show up. He waited a little longer. Then he could see him coming. And he ran up to talk to this old gentleman to give the money back. And the guy didn't know who he was. But he noticed this nurse chasing behind this old gentleman, grabbed the guy on the arm, and he looked at this entrepreneur. She looked at this entrepreneur and says, "I'm sorry, sir. I hope he's not bothering you." You see, he often escapes from the rest home. And he comes down here and says he's J.D. Rockefeller. So I'm sorry. plagiarize that story. Anyway, it really tells what an entrepreneurial spirit is. That's what you need sometimes when times get tough. I can look at every one of you and tell you, I've been there, I couldn't pay the bills. I learned from it though, and I made adjustments. I'll tell you, I'll put my company against any right now because my employees make my company, not me. It's the employees. That's what I think I want to leave you guys with today. I really thank you for this time and listening to me, and I'm glad you're not throwing tomatoes or anything at me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Russ. I thought of another franchise business model that works, Russ. How about the Star Trek enterprise, or the Star Trek business model? Engage. Make it so, number one. All right. In order to make tonight possible, as happened over the last 16 years, there are an awful lot of sponsorships that are necessary. And as May mentioned earlier in her welcome, that many, if not all, of the companies that have become sponsors this year have their banners and such around. But I do want to take a moment to recognize them all and at the levels that they were at. I'd ask you to hold your applause until we get to the end so we can get through these real quickly and get on with the awarding or the announcing of our awards tonight. At the platinum level for the 16th annual Small Business of the Year award ceremony, CH2M Hill, Esprit, Fish and Richardson's PC, MSA, Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, the Tri-Cities Journal of Business, as well as the Tri-City Herald, two Dacitas, and I'd also like to acknowledge the fact that Charter Cable stepped in at the last moment, and they are going to record this. They're filming the whole thing, and it will be running on Charter Cable at a date in the near future. And at the gold level, we have Agape Events, Alaska Airlines Horizon Air, Conover Insurance, KONA AM Radio, and KNDU Channel 25 Television, Fast Signs, Numerica, Red Lion Inn, right here in Pasco, Washington Closure Hanford, and Washington River Protection Solutions. At our silver level, we have Alan Brecky Law Office, Benton Rural Electric Association, the Franklin PUD, Pasco Chamber of Commerce, Randolph Construction Services, Tri-Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, West Richland Area Chamber of Commerce, and WSU Tri-Cities. And at our bronze level, it's Bettendorf Printing and Design LLC, CBC Savory Specialty Foods, Coke Roth Attorney, Costco Wholesale, Jeremy Osmus, Caldwell Banker, Mays Fresh Express, Motoring Services, Auto Repair, Pasco Vision Clinic, the Sandberg Event Center and Gardens, Tri-Cities Tax and Accounting Incorporated, and TriDAP. How about a round of applause for all of our sponsors? We'd also like to recognize our wine sponsor tonight, and that is Mercer Estates. Our photography sponsor is Brashear's Professional Photography. Our marketing PR sponsor this year, Greg Sutton at Icon. We want to say a special thank you to Greg. Had an unbelievable job, in-kind service, actually getting, I think for the first time ever, out into the social media world with a lot of success there, taking this event to a place it's never been before. So thank you to Icon as well. First, I do want to bring your attention to what goes into putting a banquet together like this. Many of you, all of you know, everybody in the community knows May Hayes. May's chair, committee chair. And as usual, the chairman of the committee always gets the first and most recognition. However, there were other people involved with May. Would the members of the committee please stand? I see a lot of you out there. Come on, there's more than that here. Please, members of the committee, stand. You can sit down now, Gary. Anyway, it was a lot of work, and as May indicated, they started in October. Probably got a lot of ideas going through your mind for next year while you're sitting there tonight. I know she was taking notes, so that's good. would like to bring to your attention, I know they're in the program, but let's recognize the judges for this year's competition. From Pasco Vision Clinic, Jerry Good. There you go, she's back there. Daryl Toombs from Yolks Fresh Market. Tracy Hill from Imagine That. Len Harms from Harms Engineering Incorporated. Sylvia Perales from Franklin PUD. Diane Kaler from Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. Lori Winner from Randolph Construction. And Luis Garza Jr. from State Farm Insurance. I'm sure you had a difficult challenge to go through and look at these wonderful companies, and I'm sure that you made the right decision. Oh, okay. Okay, what we would like to do now too is just do a little quick recognition of the chambers and their representatives who are part of this. And May, of course, from the West Richland Chamber. Nikki Gerds from Pasco. And from the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Martin Valadez. And it's a good thing that we have these three folks here, because now they're going to hand out these certificates recognizing each of our nominees this year. And did you want me to ask them to start forming up in the back, please? Okay. Just wanted to, yeah, all right.
All of them in the back. And then...
All the representatives of each of the nominees, you will be called up in alphabetical order. And if you could move to the back of the room, please, we have a little walk of fame for you. So, nominees, please gather at the back, because we're going to start off with Bettendorf's Printing and Design, LLC. And when we have you back there, okay, there you go, that's a good place. Just stand right there. We'll have some music for you to come up with. Do we have Bettendorf's in place? Just you? Okay, it's kind of like, you know, in school, remember those dances where you dance to the music and solo down between all the other people? No, it's not like that tonight. You get to walk up here. What's that? Oh, there you go. It's time to come up. Next up, Carpenter Drilling. Columbia Basin Racket Club. Eden Day Spa and Hair Design. Focal Point Marketing. G2 Commercial Construction Incorporated, unfortunately, was not able to be here this evening. Next up is Harvey Monteith Insurance. Northwest Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Ohita Business Ventures, LLC. Sylvan Learning Center. Tri-Cities Digestive Health Center. And Total Site Services, LLC. One more round of applause for all our nominees. Okay, next up, a man who is very familiar to you because he was honored with the Small Business of the Year award last year. Len Harms is going to be the one to come up here and we'll do the presentation of our bronze, silver, and gold award winners. Len?
What a treat this is tonight. So the suspense builds. It's an honor to be present at the Mid-Columbia Small Business Awards I am present an award, the Small Business Awards, to the top 3 outstanding businesses of 2011. And as a member of the judging committee, it was quite a challenging job to score the 12 nominees and their information packets. There are so many people, so many businesses doing such extremely wonderful things for the Mid-Columbia region. Our judging coordinator, Jerry Good, and 2 of the judges have been through this business nomination process and have also won. So they empathize with the daunting task to prepare a packet, let alone prepare for a site visit for these awards. By consensus, it was amazing going to doing these site visits and hearing stories told of growing pains and advancement and seeing letters, certificates, and awards supporting the walls. We truly have a list of shining stars in the Mid-Columbia, and it became very evident that these companies literally immerse themselves in our community through owner and employee participation. I was given permission to diverse a bit here for just a minute or two. What is there about receiving the Mid-Columbia Small Business Award that makes it significant and meaningful? What are the inherent qualities in a business that make it rise to the top in this event? It apparently isn't the flashiness of their building. It isn't the income of the CEO. It isn't the size of the ads in the newspaper or the frequency ads on radio and TV. So what is it? It took me a year of reflective pondering and accumulation of observations for the answer to begin to focus. Then recently, after multiple nights of sitting at the extended dining room table, poring over scores of pages submitted by aspiring businesses, it crystallized. What had seemed to be elusive and complicated became simple and powerful. I'm almost embarrassed to reveal my findings, because all of you probably figured it out a long time ago. But after the site visits, and after the panel of judges determined the top 3 businesses, I looked back at the written submittals and compiled their composite scores in the 3 core areas. And for those of you who maybe haven't been through the process, the nominees submit a packet with a number of areas that they have to submit information of self-assessments. But there are 3 core areas: the employees' relations, the customer relations, and community relations. And those all have a maximum of 30 points that you can get, depending on how you fulfill or fill in the blanks. So in the employee relations section, the 3 winning businesses this year received an average of 76% of the total possible points in that section. In customer relations, they received 90%. And in the community relations section, the 3 top businesses all received 100% of the possible points. And that's deserved. Receiving 100% of the possible points was impressive enough, but when I investigated further and looked at the actual number of entries in each section or items that they had placed, the findings were even more amazing. Now remember, there are only a maximum of 30 possible points allowed in each of the 3 categories. No matter how many items or areas they identified as participating in, the number is still 30. You can put in 40 or 50 or 10. You still get a maximum of 30 points. But in the community relations section, the top 3 businesses averaged 58 entries each. Why so many more entries than needed? To get the points? No, that wasn't possible, and they knew it. Was it pride? I don't think so. As I had the privilege of being a judge, studying the entries, visiting the businesses, and meeting the people, it seemed clear to me that the hallmark of a successful business is that all of its people, sound familiar? Not just the owners, care about serving the community, giving more than taking. And I know that's true of our staff. And I'm guessing it's true of all of you small businesses, owners, and staff members. You don't just go to work and come home to watch TV or just do your own thing night after night, weekend after weekend. People who make up a business don't give in order to be successful. One of the important reasons a business is successful is because its people see beyond themselves and are motivated to give to those who will not necessarily return the favor. I further believe that one reason the Mid-Columbia Small Business Award program is such a quality program, and one I have come to appreciate, is because it focuses not only on the way businesses operate internally, but also on the way people who work there care about the world outside of themselves. In all of the site visits, it was so obvious that what motivated the staff and teams was their involvement in the community as well as their loyalty to the business. Treating each other well was important. Treating clients and customers was vital. But giving of their time, talents, dollars to nonprofit community activities and services topped the list. I call it the small business ripple effect. If all of you in this audience suddenly ceased your community services, the Tri-Cities would soon wither and die. So in just a few moments, as I introduce this year's winners, notice how the people who work in these businesses make an impact on this community. So with that, we will begin. With our able assistant, Mike. So for this year of 2011, the Bronze Award for the Mid-Columbia Small Business of the Year goes to an energetic company that has been in business for more than 10 years. In the first category of relationships to its employees, this facility is absolutely spotless from top to bottom, wall to wall, with ample workspace for all employees and clients. The employees are given a separate entrance so they can go straight to their work at hand. Management personnel are on site every hour of operation, I think except for this rare occasion tonight. They have regular and frequent staff training for both safety as well as protocol concerns. Snacks are provided for their employees. Flexible scheduling is used so employees can get the best fit for their position. They have employee get-togethers throughout the year just for fun, like fever games, boating, picnics, and Christmas events. Sick and vacation time is provided for the full-time staff. Bonus hours and gift cards are given for rewards, as well as an anniversary bonus for longevity with the company. In the area of customer relations, directors meet with each new family to explain the system in detail. There are face-to-face meetings with the clients, emails and phone conferences options to keep clients notified of progress. Cancellations are allowed without penalty with only 1 hour notice. And the same system is offered no matter what the demographic of the client, so time and achievement is not lost. Visits are made to clients' schools to keep teachers informed of progress and coordinate care. Additional training is provided for staff who work for clients with special medical needs. In the third area, community relations. One of this organization's mottos is volunteerism. You might find any one of them in groups and clubs all over the Tri-Cities, from Chamber of Commerce to youth sports. They are part of Junior Achievement, Polar Plunge of the Special Olympics, Kiwanis Club, churches, academies of children's theater, Boy Scouts, Salvation Army, Operation Christmas Child, and believe me, we could go on and on. So as you can see, this group of people are involved in many Mid-Columbia organizations, but they are particularly focused on doing anything for the children of the Mid-Columbia. Our 2011 bronze winner of the Mid-Columbia Small Business of the Year award goes to Randy Way and his dynamic staff at Sylvan Learning Center. Congratulations to you all. Got one more. You look at the smile on these people's faces. That's the way it was during the site visit. They are enthused about kids. Absolutely, they're jumping with enthusiasm, literally, when we walk in. So it's a treat to give them this bronze. Congratulations.
You wanted me to talk?
I think that's a grand idea.
I know. Yeah, I've never run away from a microphone, but they deserve this. They really do. If you've ever been in my center, you know that my staff is amazing. You know, I say mine. They're, you know, we get paid all the time. We get paid a lot in smiles, tears. We have a ton of fun doing what we do. And I also want to thank Northwest Agricultural Products and Dave Bergman. Thanks, guys, for the nomination. So this was fun. Thank you.
All right. You know, it's tough being on the spot to give a speech on the spur of the moment, isn't it? Okay. Site visits are limited to 45 minutes, and that's just not long enough for businesses that are doing seemingly everything right. It takes hours for them to tell you all the great things they're doing. The next two businesses definitely exhibit gold characteristics, but the final decision based strictly on the point system, which separated the two businesses by only a few points. So with that said, the 2011 Silver Award for the Mid-Columbia Small Business of the Year goes to a very high quality company that has been in business for more than 30 years. And for its employees, the employees are loving their newly constructed and spaciously designed state-of-the-art building. They have their equipment checked and certified annually by specialized engineers. Quarterly staff meetings are held to review protocols and safety policies. Free annual TB and flu vaccinations are available to the staff. Double computer monitors are provided to increase work efficiency and convenience, as well as wireless headsets and ergonomic chairs. Health and vision insurance is provided, as well as a 401k plan. They receive vacation time, 8.5 paid holidays, sick leave, and birthday bonus. Continuing education is paid for by the company, and certification and licensure renewals are paid for as well by the company. Employees are encouraged to think independently and pursue opportunities for new jobs, cross-training between jobs and tasks. Special awards, plaques are given for individual growth. And in the Department of Customer Care, there are automatic doorways and one-way circulation that is provided through the Center for Client Privacy. Customer satisfaction surveys are regularly performed. And the staff is trained to respond quickly to clients' needs. This business has developed a medical records system to monitor the duration of appointments. An interactive website provides information regarding services offered. They provide care based on needs, not conveniences. Employees include 4 bilingual staff members. And they are the first center to use state-of-the-art technique to give clients significantly less discomfort during their visits. They provide e-scriptions for clients, and the employees, as well as the owner, are board certified. And when it comes to the community relationship section, we don't have enough time to describe all the time, money, and knowledge this company contributes, but here are a few examples. They serve on the Education Committee at Cadillac Regional Medical Center. They are an extern site for Columbia Basin College Medical Assistance Program. They provide mentoring for an OB/GYN nurse. They provide job shadowing for students, donate medical equipment to the American College of Physicians, and donating to the Red Cross for the tsunami in Japan, Union Gospel Mission, March of Dimes, Grace Clinic, Hope for Haiti, MDA, Sausage Festival, church groups, local school classrooms and activities, youth baseball, elite dance team, and the list goes on and on. So this year, I'm very pleased to present the 2011 Silver Award of the Mid-Columbia Small Business to Dr. Boone Pongmani, MD, better known as Dr. Boone, and his wonderful group of medical professionals at Tri-Cities Digestive Center. Congratulations.
Thank you, the judging committee, and I'm very proud that we come to this point. Since 2006, we took over the practice from Dr. Lam, and we set the mission to be the best gastroenterology clinic in Eastern Washington, and I'm so proud of what we achieved today. We would like to thank all of my staff. Shianin, she's my manager and full-time mom. And Nancy, she's a nurse manager. She has like 21 year experience in the GI. All other staff, we had a nurse, wonderful nurse, Karina, Kim, Elaine, and we had a really qualified medical assistant, Addie, Brooke, and Rose. We had a cleaning tech, Sharon, and I think forget Elaine or not. Melissa is our builder, and our clinic we understand the importance of the qualified staff. We like our group, and every day that we do, when we send the patient out, the patient smiling. We are proud of the work that we do every day. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now the award that we've all been waiting for. The 2011 Gold Award for the Mid-Columbia Small Business Award. This year's Gold Award goes to a company that really exudes teamwork. And as you enter the building, it is immediately obvious that everyone is a team and happy to be at work. In the employees department, employees relationships, new employees must attend a 2-hour orientation before they can begin work. Semi-annual all-staff meetings are held. All employees are certified in CPR, AED, and first aid. Proper cleaning materials are provided. The maintenance department ensures all aspects of equipment are safe. Daily tour of the facility is taken to inspect for safety hazards. And this company offers their services free to employees and half price to the family. Medical and dental insurance is provided, as well as a 401k plan. They've invented their own form of congratulations for daily over-the-top service, from a wow to a kudos. They celebrate an employee's Star of the Month and recognize employees' birthdays. They have an appreciation barbecue just for their employees. They celebrate the holidays with a dinner for employees and their spouses. They provide apples for employees to have healthy snacks. And the business pays all expenses for education expos and conferences. And they've hired 2 Goodwill staff workers to work in their facilities. Massage therapists refer clients to each other for professional growth. For customer relations, they have suggestion boxes that are placed throughout the business to continually monitor and increase customer satisfaction. They email surveys out to customers for feedback, and they host 3 summer luau parties for their customers. They have an annual Easter egg hunt that is organized for the children of their customers. Monday night football parties during football season, and Mardi Gras celebration, and St. Patrick's Party Day, and an October member appreciation party with over 1,400 people usually attending. Kids Club provides children's activities. Kids Camp is held on school holidays and summer vacation. The family locker rooms are provided for families with small children, and their members are featured in local publications are acknowledged on a community board in a prominent location. A special member is highlighted each quarter in the company's newsletter. They have a saltwater swimming pool that is maintained for members allergic to chlorine. They have face-to-face programs that are conducted to promote safe skills for their workouts. And for the last 4 consecutive years, this business has placed in the top 10% in the nation for its tennis programs. They offer AdvoCare nutritional supplements in their own house of Delhi. They have offers for special needs programs, and there is a handicap water lift for the pool. Probably could use that one myself. They have a rotational system for cardio machines that has been developed, and they purchase up-to-date weight training equipment to keep up with advancing technology. All swimming instructors are water safety instructed certified, and there is a program called Project Recognition to encourage employees to remember all clients' names and address them in person, not only on arrival, but also during the time they are seen in the facility. And in the third area of community, This third component of this exceptional business is open and busy from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. The employees have personal lives, and yet they still find time to support and participate in an unbelievable amount of community service. And here's the list, partial list. They participate in the Tri-City Cancer Net Benefit, Junior Achievement, the Red Cross, raise a racket for Boys and Girls Club, offer their facilities to the Richland swim teams, and donate over $1,000 in tennis equipment to various programs. They sponsor April Pools Day. At Christmas, they adopt 2 families and fulfill their Christmas wish lists, donate coats for charity, hold food drives through the year for local food banks. They host River's Edge and 3 Rivers physical education classes and offer the facility for safe graduation parties. They sponsor bomber programs, provide Miss Tri-Cities 1-year free membership, and donate 1-year membership for local school raffles. They have reduced rates for local Boys and Girl Scouts, and they are a Goodwill Board member. They have Fit for Life Club of the Northwest they are on the board, and they are chair of the Tri-Cities Regional Aquatic Task Force. They belong to the Columbia Center Rotary, the United States Tennis Association, and they lead high school young life. And the employees volunteer in numerous church groups, and the employees coach swimming, diving, tennis, softball, soccer, upward cheer, and the Little Leagues. In the past 2 years, they have donated $20,000 of exercise equipment to local area schools. And in 2009, 10, and 11, the club has raised over $85,000 to support local clubs and organizations. In January of 2011, they donated equipment valued over $100,000 to 6 area schools. And that's a wow. I guess when you really get to the gym every day, you can conquer the world. So with me, please congratulate our gold winner of 2011 Mid-Columbia Small Business of the Year, to Randy Willis and an energetic, fantastic team of the Columbia Basin Racquet Club.
I've coached swimming for 30 years. I always know what to say to athletes to help motivate them. I'm a little out of my element to try to respond tonight. I guess my first comment would be that I think you can get anything that you want in life if you help others get what they need. Thank you to the committee. I'm tremendously impressed by the amount of time the volunteers in this committee give to go out and judge and walk through businesses and score. Being on the side of the ledger to self-evaluate and attempt to discover what your people are doing on their own time is a tremendous learning experience. At the committee for their time, thank you, May. Tremendous program tonight, well organized. I particularly want to thank Jackie Knipp on our staff and Melissa Stommel for their work to assemble. There's a lot of writing and reading and arithmetic involved. I'm thrilled to accept this award on behalf of the employees at Columbia Basin Racket Club. I believe the key to success is to surround yourself with good people, and then close your mouth and listen to what they have to say. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. If you look them in the eye and listen, it's amazing what they're going to tell you. The things and items that Len Harms read off are not my ideas, or not my things that I generated. They're what the employees put together and do and suggest and involve themselves in. I just simply ask the question, what is it you want to do, and why should we do it? And then we figure out a way to get it done. To borrow some words from who I think is America's greatest coach, John Wooden, he says, make sure that your team members know they're working with you, not for you. I think if I don't give you our mission statement tonight and repeat that, I'm gonna be scored down when I get back to work. So I need to say this without cheating, but we at Columbia Basin Racket Club, this mission statement was developed by employees. We create a foundation for happiness. I gotta cheat. By providing the finest in programs, services, personnel, and facilities. Again, I didn't write that, I didn't suggest it. That was generated by our people. Our employees and members are continually open to suggesting things because our goal is to attempt to listen and see if that's something that we can put into play. They ask and we listen. The best way to create loyalty, I think, is to give it. And it's a tough moment. 22 years ago, I went to work for a struggling business and found some partners who trusted me. Dale Reddick, Bill Lampson, Fred Lamoth, and Steve Dennison. One member in that group particularly, one partner, was particularly vocal and encouraging to invest in the business, reinvest in the business, keep out in front, on the front edge. That was Dale Reddick. And I think it's fitting to mention that tonight. A year ago tonight was the last night he was with us. And I, particularly on his behalf, am appreciative to accept this tonight. Thank you.